Okay, welcome back everybody to the Northern Family Homestead Podcast.
Yes, hello.
NFH Podcast. And today we wanted to talk about side hustles on the homestead.
Yeah. It's so expensive to have homestead, so, unless you have a full-time job at the same time, then it's really good to have some extra income.
Yeah, I think most people must wonder about that. How do you make money so that you can keep the homesteading dream alive?
Yeah.
Because it is a full-time thing, this homesteading business, and you don't really have time for a normal full-time job.
No, we don't. Some people manage. I don't know how they do, but...
Yeah? Are they then really homesteaders, you think, then? Because homesteading is like where you go out and that's what you do now. Be self-sufficient.
Yeah.
On their own land, with your own home on it.
Yeah, some people do.
I don't think that includes going to an office on 9 to 5.
No, but some people work from home on a computer or...
Yeah, so, well, let's talk about that then. Our side hustles. Well, first, of course, our main income was, or can be, depending on how our investments do it, is the investments.
Yes.
And
dividend income.
We have created one dividend income, where we are invested in stocks that not necessarily are going to perform like crazy, but are more focused on paying a decent dividend income. And of course, not that are in crazy debt or anything, so that they are going to crash, and also not that are overvalued with high PEs. So we are investing in those kind of stocks that perhaps are paying between 5-10%, or hopefully more than 10% dividends. Also from companies that are maybe going to pay dividends in the future, not necessarily paying dividends now, but have a potential of paying.
Yes. Yeah, it's an asymmetric portfolio, so that it's a balance between profitability and risk. They're not high risk, they're not low risk.
It depends, that's what is high risk then, that you have to define that, but it is...
It's diversified.
It's diversified in such a way that we don't have more than 2% of our investment money, of our money invested in either stock, in any of these stocks.
Yeah.
So that if something happens to one of them, because there are some that are potentially more high risk than others, of course, then it doesn't matter too much.
Yeah, it doesn't affect us.
We're not losing all our money.
No.
And they're spread out over the globe. We've got things in China, Argentina, and Germany, whatever, and so if something happens in China decides to attack Taiwan tomorrow, and Europe goes like, no, we're going to ban all those stocks like they did with Russia, then... Yeah,
like what happened with the Russian stocks, they
did it to shoot Russia in the foot, and instead they took our money.
Yes.
People have nothing to do with it. They literally shut down our stocks and said, no, you're not allowed to invest in this anymore. And
not even allowed to sell what minimal was left. Yeah.
So I don't know who they were how they're hurting Russia with that, but it's of course as an absolute joke. So we have that portfolio, and when we have another portfolio, which is the capital gains, which is same as the dividend portfolio, but that is more into built into sectors such as agriculture and uranium, and those we hope are going to go to the moon one day.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah, again, it's no more than 2% in any of these stocks. So if one does go to the moon, it's not our entire portfolio that goes to the moon.
No.
But these things tend to happen in sectors. So if your entire sector is kicking off, like shipping is going back on a run at the moment, then that's quite a large proportion of our portfolio, like 10%, that is starting to take off. And uranium has also been doing rather well lately. So that is one thing how we do that. So if you have money, then I would certainly look into that, in putting your money into something that is, going to make money for you while you in the beginning. Of course, you have to do a lot of research for it. Absolutely, you have to keep up with it all the time. and we are with an investment group, so that helps a lot.
Yes,
because they do a lot of the research for you.
Yeah, they publish videos and written material, newsletters to keep up to date, and they're constantly doing research. They're always balancing the portfolio based on the performance of the markets, selling some here, buying some there.
Yeah, but it's always long-term, with a long-term vision.
Yes.
That if people think they can be smart and outperform the stock market on a daily basis, then you can forget about it. That is for a very small percentage of people. They get lucky with that.
Yeah.
And I emphasize lucky because that's the stories you hear. The guys that made several millions on this one stock that they found. Oh, and now they're a genius. Well, that's for that one guy that made it. There's millions of people that didn't make it. So we are in it for the long term. And that
long term meaning like 10 years?
At this moment, yeah, of course, we're going to probably invest the rest of our lives. But with the current, how do you say, that we're now based on, our portfolio is a lot on energy, for example. And then maybe that will be for the next 10, who knows, 20 years maybe, depending how long this bull market is going to perform, to run. So that is... of course, I wish it's going to be only 5 years and that it's going to go like crazy. But at the moment, it's all very low, which is good. Buy low, sell high. Simple as that. But you have to sit through major dips, like we just had a major dip, especially with Trump and his tariff wars. Then things plummeted. Yeah. And you have to sit through your portfolio going down 30%, maybe 50% on some of the things. And you have to have, you have to have some resilience for those kind of swings in the market.
Yeah, absolutely.
But if you get through it and you look back on it over a graph that's over years, now we're seeing a graph that goes like that. But if you look back on it, that can just be a blip on the long-term graph. So it takes some time, needs patience, and certainly needs a strong head. So that's one of them that we're doing. Now we've gotten into a lucky thing that happened to us.
Yes, great opportunity, synchronistic, whatever you want to call it.
So there was a knock on the door the other day, or a couple of weeks ago, and it was of one of the family members that used to own these houses around us. And by houses, I mean there's 3 properties, one that we own, one then next to it, and one across the road, basically at the end of our driveway. And he owned, or his father owns the one at the end of the driveway across the road, and said that he heard from his, I guess she is his aunt, who had sold us this house, that we were interested in, buying more property around here, and that his dad was wanting to sell it. And so he came to us first, and we immediately said, yeah, of course we are. We're going to see if we can afford it. Yeah. And after discussing the price with them, we decided that that it was worth it if we were going to do something with it. Not just for guests, because it's great for guests. Oh, yeah. We don't really have anything here except for the caravan.
Yeah, which gets very cold in winter. And
not everybody wants to live in a caravan.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's not really a great toilet facility. There's no shower or anything like that. So
of course they come in the house for that, but then you do have to, walk across the homestead to get to the house. Yeah, it's not for everybody, but then this would be perfect for that, for the guests.
So it's a cabin that the family built themselves around 1980, I think he said.
Yeah, exactly. 79, I think he purchased it. I don't know if he built it straight away or not.
And it's got three bedrooms, a fire.
Yeah, nice fireplace. Looking for good. We haven't tried it yet, but we're going to find it out because we don't actually have the keys yet. We only paid for it yesterday, so we'll see them today or tomorrow.
Yeah, get the keys.
And, they'll give us instructions. But it's got its own water as well, own well that the water's coming from.
Yep, and it's connected to the mains.
Yeah, it's got electricity as well.
It's got electricity.
Yeah, and then it's on septic tank. It's almost a little bit like our situation.
Yeah.
Really. Yeah. but in perfect condition. And
yeah, it's hardly been used. It's been well looked after, well built.
yeah.
So so our plan is to, of course, if family or friends come and want to stay, they can stay in there. But we also want to rent it out as an Airbnb.
Yeah, so that was our next plan. And the Airbnb should make it worth selling our investments for that we normally get dividends of.
Yes.
So that we're going to rent out, and we had to look at some Swedish laws for that to see if it was worth it and how much we could really get from it. So we figured out, yes, it is worth it. We can get more money from it. But then, of course, you run into the funny Swedish laws,
yes.
which I'm sure you have everywhere, but we can talk about how ridiculous that is.
So
again,
ridiculous.
and how it's really making it hard for anybody to make decent money out of Airbnb, or I'm sure it goes across other sectors as well. But the rules are that you can you do not you get taxed on it. Okay, you get taxed on it like we do for our investments. The normal 30% tax, capital gains tax, whatever you want to call it. But only if you stay below an income of 50,000 Swedish kronor per year, which is maybe $4,500. And you don't rent it out more than 112 days in the year. If you go over that, you get taxed like a business. So you have to set up a business, which is easy. You can do it like a personal, business. And then you get taxed first a VAT, 12%. After that, you get taxed the 30%. And then you can also get the social tax of 15%. So you're getting taxed to kingdom come.
Yes, ridiculous.
You're left with very little. So when you hit that limit, there's the nice deductions though. You don't get taxed on the initial 40,000 Swedish kronor per year. Mm-hmm. And you do not, then after that, when you go over that, you get a tax deduction of 20% of that, excess over the 40,000. So that's pretty cool. Mm-hmm. So of that 50,000 that you make, you're not getting taxed much at all, actually. So that's really great. But then you pass the 50,000, and I think we calculated that you had to hit 130 days or something like that to actually make it worth your while to be in this business tax bracket. Mm-hmm. Because of course, once you pass this 50,000, then you get taxed so hard that actually your income is much lower if you go over this. And so to make it worth your while, if we would rent out the Airbnb at $70 a night, or euros, then it would have to be over 120 days. If we pass this 50K, which I think was going to take 62 days.
Yeah, 60.
And we basically had to rent it out for double that time to actually then pass that 50K again.
Yeah.
To make it worth our while.
Yeah.
It's just insane.
Yeah,
so you're taking
crazy.
a huge risk by passing this 50,000
Yeah.
income. Are you wanting to do that? Maybe the 62 days was enough this year. Because if you're going to pass it, you're going to lose.
All that effort that it would take to rent it out for another 60 odd days, not to make any extra money.
Yeah.
Just in the hope that you keep going to make extra.
Yeah.
Is that really worth it? What are the chances anyway of us renting it out for that percentage of the year?
It's quite small. I think we'll be lucky if we can get it 50% of the year rented out. So then you're at
realistically
130 days per year. So you're barely going over this 50K. Is it worth all that effort?
Yeah.
All the cleaning you're doing, all the promoting, all the dealing with customers. It's not really, that doesn't sound worth it.
No.
If you're maybe renting it out, what we're hoping might happen is that a company comes and says, look, we're doing work in the forest work. Maybe there's hunters that are interested in coming, for
yes, hunting is a really big thing in this area.
Yeah, it was very busy this hunting season around us, so maybe, something like that could happen. And then it could be interesting if you know that you're going to book it for that a long time in a row, which is then also easier for taking care of the place, because you're not taking care of the place.
No.
If somebody's staying for several weeks, you're not really doing anything with it, are
No.
you? Unless something breaks down or something, then it's okay. So that is, what we're dealing with. But the 50K, if we stay below that for just the 62 days, which is 2 months of the year, which is not a huge amount of work, then of course for that income was still more than we would be earning from the dividends. So,
if it was still invested, So
that was worth taking the money out for. And then having the place for the rest of the year for guests and family and friends. Hopefully they want to come and visit us.
Exactly.
This far north in the middle of nowhere. So that was one side hustle that we're about to start. Then the other side hustle that people could do is, of course, you want to maybe either sell your goods or barter. Barter is not really an income, is it? So let's talk about income really that you can make.
Yeah, and your goods meaning things that you can make yourself. Like we've got so much wood here. If you have some tools, you can make things with wood. Like decorations, Christmas decorations.
Okay, like that. Yeah, exactly. You were thinking of getting one of these Cricut machines.
Yeah, exactly. You can do so much with them.
Yeah.
I mean, you can make T-shirts, iron on things, stencils,
You're
cards.
making your own cards.
Yeah, cards I think I find really fun to do.
Yeah, you started making nice birthday cards. And,
anniversary cards, any occasion, because here...
That you're doing without the Cricut machine, by the way.
Yeah, here, at the moment I'm just doing it by hand.
We don't have that machine yet, because that's quite expensive.
Yeah, it is quite expensive, because here, you can buy cards in the local supermarket, but then they're always the same cards year in, year out. So I think there's a good market for that here. I don't think people buy cards online so much. It's nice to see the card, to feel it, to choose, to go through. So I think there's a good business opportunity there for that.
Yeah, exactly. And you have really such a freedom.
Yeah.
You can do so much with it.
Absolutely.
Coming from you. And you're doing it with Amber at the same time as well, a lot of the time, which is so much fun to involve the kids at the same time.
Yeah, good marketing ploy.
Exactly. You've made some where you've made the stickers, right?
Yeah, I put a sticker on the back, made with love by Caroline and Amber.
So things like that, if that can turn into just a little extra side hustle.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's very interesting, of course. We also were talking about seedlings.
Yes.
Because of course, when you buy packets for certain things like tomatoes, you get so many seeds, for tomato plants that we're never all going to use, and they go off after a couple of years.
Yeah.
So that was something that I was talking about building shelves in our massive greenhouse that we have, planting loads of seeds, then putting them in the greenhouse when they get a bit bigger and all these shelves.
Yeah.
And you'll be able to sell the seedlings.
Yeah, I mean, you can even harvest the seeds and sell the seeds if you wanted to. That's also an option for people.
We did start doing that this year.
Yeah.
I've managed to... We were successful with the chives. There we got a huge amount of chive seeds.
Loads.
Now we got a pumpkin that's about to get harvested. It's ready to go. There we can use the dehydrator to really store them, get them dry properly so that they store longer. Same with, chili seeds seem to be easy to do that as well. But chilies haven't worked, but we have a whole bunch of dried ones still. Sunflower that has now dried up on the head.
Yep.
So there, I think we can just take it now because it's really gone yellow, almost going brown.
And tomatoes, of course.
Tomatoes, yeah. I've looked it up. What kind of sentence is that? I've looked it up, and that's interesting. You have to kind of take, because they're tiny seeds, of course, and they're sitting in this pulp of the tomato.
Yeah.
So you seem to have to take that out, put it in a jar. I don't know if you have to put it with some water, but then you do have to, I don't know if you have to give it a stir every day, but there has to be this kind of, foam and almost like moldy looking stuff that has to develop to somehow get out the stuff that you don't want in there. It does take a few days.
There is a bit of a process.
Special care.
Yeah.
That's the same kind of thing with cucumbers and courgettes. You really have to let them grow like crazy, gigantic, till they're basically inedible. And then you can get the seeds out properly. So as opposed to a pumpkin, which you kind of let grow to that stage on purpose to be edible. So yeah, that's very interesting business indeed. I mean, these are things that we're in the beginning stages, and that can maybe in the future then turn into something if you get good at it.
Yeah.
Like somebody somewhere, these seed companies started like that one day. They started as I think the one we buy from, they started as a small time thing, and now they're quite a large.
It's massive.
Company in Sweden. So yeah, that was interesting for us. Then, of course, there's the YouTube business that you can start. And, which is a little bit, I would say, like a lottery almost if you want to make it big, I would say. There's so many channels out there, especially if you're doing the homesteading channels. There's, hundreds popping up everywhere.
Yeah, all the time.
So to do that, you need to be... Yeah.
Or if you've got specialised knowledge in anything, like mechanics or something, if you just film yourself doing it, show other people how they can do it, then, you could have a successful YouTube channel. But it can take a long time, it's not going to make you rich overnight unless you get super lucky.
Yeah, exactly. We've seen somewhere we go like, really?
Yeah.
That's what you did? And you got millions of views?
Yeah.
That's annoying. Yeah, and then you want to be like them, and then you're not staying true to yourself anymore, and it gets confusing.
Yeah, it's a difficult process. It's quite an emotional roller coaster.
It is if
you put a lot of work and effort and time into it, and then if you don't get people watching or subscribers, you don't
get the results you hope for.
Yeah, it's easy to give up.
Absolutely. I mean, this is, like I say, it's especially if you are, almost dependent on you're focusing on trying to make that your main income, then there's a lot of pressure you're putting on yourself.
Yes, if you really need it as an income, then phew,
yeah, good luck. Especially if you're starting from scratch.
Yeah.
Like don't quit your day job yet.
No, absolutely not. And you also have to invest. If you want to get good, you have the cameras, the mics, the software.
I think
program.
now you can do a lot with your phone as well these days. So, there are certain, I think a lot of people do like this genuine footage these days, genuine videos, that are not all edited to the max and zoomed and flashing things and whatnot.
Yeah.
So, you can start something, but, well, again, good luck, because how many millions of people are trying that every day? I don't know what statistic there was of how many millions of videos are uploaded on a daily basis, but it's insane on everything, of course, TikTok, Instagram, all this stuff. So if you want to do it, then that is certainly, don't make it your main focus, I would say. Do get good with it. You have to, not just think like, I'm going to post some videos and I'm going to get rich. Like, you still have to try. You have to make an effort. And it's going to be a struggle in the beginning, especially editing and finding the right programs that you need to edit with. So, start a podcast channel.
Yeah.
And try and hope you get lucky with that. That's the least effort.
It's
just
least
chatting
effort,
away.
least technical expertise required.
Yeah, that's what you see all these people, even comedians and all that doing, It's, everybody's doing that now. So, it's just...
Yeah, that's definitely something else that could become a side hustle.
That could be a major income, YouTube, if
you can hack it out.
Yeah, if you look at our channel, if you think that, I think for 1,000 views per video, you'd get, what was it, just over $2?
Yeah.
Now we're reaching that when we do maybe an interesting video that seems to work, like, I don't know, the rhubarb video, Our house tour, the house video did 15,000 views then at the time, but we were not monetized. That was in the beginning.
Yep.
And so now we're only making from people that, of course, come to our channel and go like, hey, which one do people watch the most? And they go back to that video. But other than that, we're getting over 200, I think, per video.
Yeah.
So then you're making, less than 50 cents maybe.
Yeah, per video.
That's per video. You have to do a lot of work for that. You have to, it's put in a lot of hours. And so it's not really for the money that you're doing it. It's either you're doing this for the joy, or you're doing it because you got maybe a business to promote, or you're doing it for the hope that one day you're going to hit that jackpot. And that you have made a video that, people...
That goes viral.
Yeah, that exactly, are sticking around for. If you are getting, let's say then, 10,000 views per video, then you're making $20, maybe $50 per video.
Yeah, it's still not a lot of money.
If you do that 4 times a month, every week one video, you're getting up to $200 a month. That's a nice little extra income.
Yeah, and then there's other things that also come with that, because then you get more opportunities for affiliate marketing and product promotion and things like that.
Exactly. And then there's more chance of people that are maybe willing to pay you more for what you're doing as well. People that really love, what you're doing and have money, because not everybody can just, afford to pay extra.
No.
Like I was saying to you once, like if you imagine the streaming sites like Netflix, where you're paying, I don't know, $15 per month, but then you get so much for it,
Yeah.
So if you're going to ask people to pay you $3 or $5 per month to...
They need to get something
go on
out of
Patreon
it.
or whatever. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You're asking a lot. Not everybody can do that. And it's totally understandable. We've also had to quit those streaming services when we started this dream lifestyle, and maybe one day we'll be able again, when we do start to make money from these side hustles that we're trying. But
if we'll ever have the time to use them again.
Yeah, well, yeah, sure. Now I'm never going back to Netflix, but it's David Icke,
Yes,
things like that.
Yeah, that's
okay.
very
I
true.
didn't want to say it again.
Okay.
I mention David Icke every day. Anyway, so that was it. You can imagine. Can you think of another side hustle that we ever mentioned?
Also, if you consider livestock, we've got chickens and sheep. So from the chickens, of course, you can have the eggs. You can sell the eggs to eat. You can also sell eggs to other people for them to hatch, to have their own chickens, or you can sell the chickens for people to have chickens for themselves, to have eggs. You can also, there's also a market for feathers for fishermen, They can use them as a lure.
Yeah.
We don't use the roosters, so we've recently been giving them to a friend of ours, and she feeds them to her dog.
Yeah.
So, if you could also set up a wee business where you sell your roosters that you're not you're not doing anything with.
But I think their dogs went through it in 1 minute. 10 roosters, and then she had another 10 to give the next day or a few days later.
Yeah, it went pretty quickly.
So, you need a lot of chickens if you want to make a business or ask a lot of money. But I don't know how much you can compete with other businesses.
No, of course I'm not.
Feed.
It's not going to make you rich, but it's just a little bit of extra income. And
I think somebody was saying that then maybe rabbits would be more interesting.
Rabbits and quail, they have a very quick turnaround from being born to being harvestable. It's like 12 weeks.
Yeah.
So you're not having to spend so much on feed. And then, and then it goes quickly.
Yeah, exactly.
And you don't have to spend so much on where they live. You just need the hutch and some bit of food and water. And the food you can also get from your own homestead for rabbits.
Yeah,
So
exactly. The rabbits is hay, isn't it?
Yeah, they eat hay.
So that would be more interesting for us, I think, than the chicken feed that we're going through. Now, I think chickens as a business, like you say, you have to be a bit creative then.
Yeah.
If you want to get more money out of it than just the eggs. Because, that was quite pricey for if you have a pure breed to sell your eggs on what here is Blocket, which is the second-hand or online marketplace in Sweden. Then you could get quite some money for that. People were asking quite a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, like... I don't know, it was like 30 krona for an egg.
Okay, yeah.
And then, of course, they're saying, well, but you have to buy a minimum of 6.
Yeah.
So you're getting, into the $15 for one shipment if somebody wants it.
Yeah, then it can become worth your
So
while.
right, nice little thing for some eggs.
Yeah.
We've had a high succession rate with getting our eggs fertile, or our eggs being fertile.
Yes, very high.
That's something you could do, but I don't know if I'm very interested in it. So, but then you have the bigger animals, of course, where you're raising sheep for free and you get a lot more produce from them, as in meat. With one lamb.
I mean, you've got meat and milk and wool also.
Yeah, somebody was asking you for the wool.
I was in the supermarket and I met a lady who I had gone to Swedish classes with, and she has an online business. And she's really into sewing at the moment. And for her sewing, she buys processed wool from Germany, which she says is really expensive. And I told her we had sheep, and she was like, "Oh, you've got sheep."
Yeah, and she would have even willing to buy the dirty wool.
She just wants it, straight from...
As it is.
As it is, straight from the sheep. So that'll be a wee business opportunity in spring.
Yeah. Yeah, if we don't have to do anything for it, then that's really
of course.
easy.
Wool is also quite useful on a homestead. Anyway, for us, you can use it as insulation or bedding or lots of different things.
Mulch.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, with 3 sheep, you don't get very far. So we certainly need, at least 6 sheep to make that a bit more interesting every year to get especially with this breed, which are, bred for their wool as well. You get a lot of wool then. So that's, and then the thing is here with the meat, you are not allowed to sell the meat unless it's been slaughtered by a professional slaughterhouse, which of course they are non-local, so you have to drive quite far away, pay them to do it, and then you can sell it on. So for the amount of sheep we have, you're just not going to make money for that. You'd be doing it out of the kindness to be part of the community, and be lucky if you break even. And it's the same with the cows. It's again ridiculous rules.
Really expensive too.
Again, screw the small holding, small farmers, not to block them from being able to make any money at all with that. You can get people, so I'm allowed to slaughter it myself on my own farm. That's fine. But then, again, I'm not even allowed to donate it. Yeah, so I can't go and feed the hungry or anything. It's also not allowed.
It's crazy.
But you can get somebody to come to your place, to our place here, and let them slaughter the lamb themselves. So they pay me, you pay for the lamb, you let them slaughter themselves.
And then they can take it away.
And then they can take it. That would be something. Don't know how many people are willing to do that.
I don't know how many people actually do that.
Yeah. Well, the ones that we bought the white, the ewes from, she was doing that.
Okay.
Yeah, there was quite a a Muslim community that like the lambs.
Yeah.
And so they were, coming to do that.
Okay.
Quite a few of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course, they can also buy the lamb alive, raise it at home if they have a bit of a garden or something where, you can feed one lamb or two. And then they can do that themselves as well at home, of course. So there are ways, but it's all very tricky ways, and it's not a get-rich-quick scheme. By no means. The breeders that I went to get the sheep from, they say maybe if you reach 300 sheep, that you might start making money from it. The breeder that we bought the rams for, who were pricey rams, they were not making any money. So they were still having their normal jobs. And
there you go.
While running this huge farm with, I don't know what they had at the time when I was there, 20 sheep at least, I would say. And that was after they had sold off a lot of the ewe lambs. So, that just goes to show a lot of work that they put into it.
Yeah.
And you're not making any money.
Crazy.
Tough. So that's you really have to look into the laws if you move somewhere. What is interesting? What is actually going to make you money?
Yeah, is it worth it?
There's been people that said, they pay a lot of tax in Sweden, and that's true. But you get caught out by all these little other taxes that you don't realize. You might think you live in a country where you pay little tax on your general income, maybe your main income, but start looking at what else is being taxed. and it will go up quickly.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's another one. That was with the animals, yeah. For the rest, of course, like you say, you were talking about that before, your skills. Once you start to get skills, you can start to do that. Like I'm getting quite good at siding now, for example.
Yeah.
And siding is making a comeback, apparently.
So, yeah, that gets millions of views on YouTube.
Yeah, I could maybe, make that like into, not necessarily a course, but you could do it when I'm doing it, and I could post on Facebook like, hey, if you're interested, come out.
Yeah.
Do you have a site? Come have a look if you want to learn something. You know. That could be something. Could also maybe not so necessarily for the money, but interesting for kids to come over, from school and have a day out and learn something.
Traditional skills.
Other than their daily indoctrination. Maybe they can see the alternatives to what they're being told, and that's cool. Which, I think is extremely necessary, of course, for children to know that where the food comes from.
Yeah, definitely.
How things are done. That, not everything is done on a computer. Which I know the kids are not only learning that, not here anyway. But, that's. Not every child knows that fries are made from potatoes.
No,
and
that's very true.
Quite incredible, something simple like that.
Yeah.
So that I was thinking about would be quite interesting as well.
Yeah, that's a nice one.
Yeah. So there's stuff like that you can, of course, once you get into something, once you start to, like us, you don't really start with any specific type of skill, but those skills will come as you just get stuck in, and then maybe one day, before you know it, I don't know, you might be really good at making certain art with wood, like we were talking about.
Yeah, exactly. You just find that out as you try out different things.
Maybe you get you get yourself a snowmobile, the area, and you can take people on snowmobile trips.
Yep, that's also a possibility.
You can take people on fishing trips if you're really good at it, and you get a boat.
Yes.
Maybe. If you do have an Airbnb like us, and we would have still had our boat, we could have said you can rent our boat as well. If you want to go to a lake somewhere, stuff like that. You can rent out your skills, your machines. Once you start to get an inventory of things. But that is down the line.
Yes.
Of course, what's the most difficult is in the beginning. How do you stay afloat with little income? You have to be creative. Don't put all your eggs in one basket, I would say.
Yeah.
But once you start to see something that you are really interested in, I think that would also be the most fun. If you really are passionate about something, then you can sell that the best as well.
Yeah, exactly.
And you want to do that every day. So, then maybe focus on that. But again, it's homesteading. It's a whole range of things that you're going to be doing. So definitely don't focus on the one thing. Try a few things, and when you see that one thing is going all right, maybe then go for that,
Yeah, maybe we get really good at making jam and we find a market for it, or baking, or,
Yeah.
even just bread.
Yeah, exactly. Bread, you're starting with cakes and those things.
Which I really enjoy.
I really enjoy cooking as well. It was one of our dreams that maybe one day a week in the future we, open up for people to come, and we can do it with local homemade produce.
Yeah.
That we've done.
Homegrown chickens.
Yeah, exactly. Lamb, all the veg that we've got. So much.
Yeah.
Right now it's going rather well with our homegrown things.
Yeah, the root cellar's filling up.
Yeah, that's pretty exciting, isn't it?
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. Yeah, the fridge is full, so, with all these other things, we maybe need to start pressure canning meals at some stage.
Yep.
We do have 2 chest freezers, and they don't take so much electricity, especially in the winter.
Yeah.
It's anyway below 20. Yeah, that's all very good. Well, I mean, that's our expertise for making money, I would say.
Yeah, there's quite a long list of side hustles that you could do, depending on what your skills are, what you have in your area, what you have on your land.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. You always figure something out. And I can understand if you're sitting at home and you think you just have no idea. That is the hardest part. To imagine yourself, because you don't even know where you're going to start your homestead, probably.
No.
So how do you know what you're going to do then? What are your options there? That is, of course, the hardest part. Yeah, well, we've laid out a few for you, so hopefully that helps for people
give you some
watching
ideas. Yeah. There's a van coming down the driveway.
Yeah, a grey van.
I don't know who that is.
Okay.
Let's go and check it out.
I think we're going to call the podcast, we call it a day.
Yeah. Call it a wrap.
See you next time we got visitors.